So.
Good. Great. Hi, everyone.
Good. Steve Rand.
Hello. Good. Well, thank you all for coming. We're going to call the Teaching and Learning Subcommittee to order. And yes, it is my last Teaching and Learning Subcommittee.
Wait a minute, we all go,
Oh, I know. Tissues will be provided afterwards. No. Thank you so much for coming. We read your plans and we appreciate them very much. So I understand that you folks have a presentation for us and we look forward to it. So okay.
Well, thank you everyone for
Oh,
meeting with us
yes,
tonight.
I'm sorry, Diane, and just the areas of need in your plan will be referred to the buildings subcommittee. Okay, so everything will go to there.
Great.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. So, again, thank you for meeting with us tonight. I just want to say that I was very happy with our MCAS scores this year. We were very, very pleased. We showed great improvement from last year. And I believe that's a direct result of our school design team. This year we had 18 members that we meet once a month after school. There's a representative from each grade and level team and also vertical teams. There is a representative that will give all the communication that we talk about back to the entire school, so the whole school is provided with invaluable, and they're all provided with invaluable time for each and every teacher to meet and collaborate together, which to me, that's the whole thing, that we can all meet together and collaborate together. We've never had enough time. We still don't have enough time, but we do a lot more time than we did. Through the design team, we developed an agenda for the principal's path meeting so that every teacher in the school is well aware of what we're trying to accomplish and why. We review data from assessments and from individual class work. The teachers have the opportunity to meet together and plan a course of action, follow through on initiatives, and develop assessments. Communication is the key to any successful school. It's my belief that this model has brought about the positive results that you've seen on our site. A few of the action steps we've created to continue with the work we have done and help improve for next year. Kindergarten ELA, parent academies were created, and we're fostering the home and school connection by supporting families through academic reinforcement. Teachers will create and implement targeted reading centers. They focused on phonemic awareness, phonics fluency, linked with formative assessments indicating student growth. And the intermediate level, teachers will implement close reading strategies such as text-to-text connections within a small group to meet the needs of diverse learners. Nancy Boyles has facilitated PD, which provides students more exposure to elements of craft instruction with an emphasis on figurative language. And all grade level teams and vertical teams in math, teachers will use the number talks to build students' numerical reasoning. We've had wonderful PD from Kim Quinn this last year. And all grade level teams and vertical teams provide differentiated instruction through guided math groups. So that is our plan. And thank you very much.
What do you? We'll wait.
All right. Thank you for coming this evening. Thank you for listening to me talk a little bit about Lincoln Hancock and what we do there. I just want to point out that the staff there is, I know every principal would say this, hardworking, because they are. They work very hard. And we too were really happy with the improvement that we felt we made. It was hard to discern, but we think we really made improvement at Lincoln Hancock. So as we've entered our second year of the principal path, a team that has had an extremely strong impact is our design team. The design team helps guide the school, and it reflects upon what professional development will enhance our teaching practice. It also helps to design the extended day programs that address the standards in an enticing way, and it helps us with reaching out to the families of Southwest Quincy so that they feel even more strongly engaged with the school. When the staff was first presented with the idea of the team last year, immediately people volunteered to be on it, regardless of the fact that it meets at 7 a.m. in the morning. There are representatives from each grade level, discipline, and support area. And at each meeting, an agenda drives the discussion, and it's focused on those areas I just mentioned. At Lincoln Hancock, the design team felt that the professional development provided by the city in close reading and guided math has been extremely impactful. This gave them the opportunity to look at other disciplines. So after listening to members of the staff, the design team is focusing on science. This year, all grade level team meeting agendas and time are focused on the 2016 science standards. Grade levels are also working vertically and with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education strand maps to align the instruction. For our extended day programs, the design team looked at adding an academic piece that looked different from the school day. Clubs, as we call them at Lincoln Hancock, are still for enrichment purposes, but hiding in all that fun is some learning. Some examples are our Lion's Den, which explores math, games, and literacy through informational text and research. Inspiring Artists, a club that learns about an artist and his or her style and then replicates it. And PowerPoint Presenters, where children research a topic and create PowerPoint presentations. Our poetry club not only has the children writing poems, but also performing them. You should have seen the little boy do one the other day. He was quite entertaining. In addition to the extended day, the design team also looked at keeping children's skills sharp over the summer with a Super Summer Challenge. The children received a packet with reading logs, journal prompts, and math tic-tac-toe board. Finally, engaging families in the school has been a large focus of the design team. For years, the staff at Lincoln Hancock has held a literacy night and a math night where children rotate through multiple areas of the school, each filled with an activity related to the yearly theme. These evenings have traditionally been well attended, but we wanted to do more. With the number of English learners in our student population, this year we are adding a multicultural night. Through these evenings, we are also planning on integrating our wellness initiative so families can think about making healthy choices. Another way we engage families is to schedule mini parent academies around PTC meetings, so parents only have to be out of the house one evening a month. At each PTC meeting, a topic specific to a grade level is presented by a teacher or teachers. This month, a kindergarten teacher will explain the standards-based report card since it's the first time the kindergarten teachers have seen it. Our kindergarten and English learner teams also reach out to families by inviting them to family fun days. On these days, parents complete a project with their child. This helps make the school more familiar to our newest families and also helps them meet other members of the community. So as you can see, the design team at Lincoln Hancock has added to the culture by working with teachers, students, and families. And thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for your time tonight. I appreciate this opportunity to share with you some of the highlights that occur in Snug Harbor, and they're very much aligned with what you're hearing so far and what I'm sure you'll hear in a moment. One particular thing I'd like to point out is just how as the new acting principal at Snug Harbor, just the effort and the hard work that the staff puts in, it's inspirational, and it certainly helps me go through the learning curve that I'm going through right now. I'm very grateful for that. But one of the elements I want to highlight within our Principal Path Initiative, as you heard a little bit about already, is our design team, which at Snug we have 10 members. We meet on a monthly basis. We're not quite as early as 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. and we like to switch it off in mornings and afternoons. But we coordinate and plan a variety of items. We focus on the status of our action steps. We just try to discuss how are they going, how are we moving forward, are they effective, are there any changes in the future that we need to make. But we also use some of that time to discuss our extended ed programming, just to make sure that those are also helping us move towards our goal achievement. So for example, we spend a great amount of time planning our Prep for Success program, and this is where students receive additional time to address their areas of struggle beyond the school day. So these opportunities are for all students, and they support both math and ELA. So it's a great opportunity for kids beyond the school day to get that extra bit of help. And that is data-driven, so it's based on their unique needs. Another example is our robotics program, which I know you are all aware of, but it's a great opportunity for our kids to have a hands-on STEM-based learning. And as you know, it culminates in the robotics challenge in May. And this is an opportunity for kids to show all the skills they've acquired over the weeks as they prepared, and show it to their families, show it to their friends, show it to their teachers and their principals. Which brings me to another topic that we discussed within design team. and that's family engagement. That's been a huge focus in the past for us at Snug Harbor, and it continues to be a focus. We had our first annual Harvest Festival this year. That was a tremendous success. We were very happy. We had a huge community involvement, parents, families, smiling kids the whole time. So that was a huge success. We have our family turkey trot tomorrow. Get us ready for the Thanksgiving meal, and hopefully the weather holds up. But we're excited for that. We have family soccer and kickball days throughout the year. We have a math night, which is a great opportunity for kids to show off their math skills to their families. So we're answering challenging questions, challenging problems, and showcasing those skills. Another highlight I want to point out is our Parent-Child Day that we have. That's on a monthly basis for our kindergarten students. And I think it's so important, especially at that age, to start instilling that school pride for those kids early on. So they get to work alongside their families to complete art projects, arts and crafts projects, and it's just been a phenomenal event. We're almost running out of room. We have so much involvement, so it's a good problem to have, one we're willing to take on. So when we combine these initiatives, along with the other items that you'll hear about throughout the evening as we pursue each goal, I'm proud to say that Snug Harbor is a school aligned with QPS, and we focus and we strive to provide informed, guided instruction. And we try to meet the students where they are, and we work very hard to free them from those social and emotional barriers that can at times hold them back. But before handing it off as acting principal, I have to say first here, thank you to everybody here. This crew next to me, the superintendent, the leadership team behind me, have been so supportive as I go through this transition into my new role. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, and thank you for reading and reviewing our school improvement plans. A lot of hard work goes into those, a lot of collaborative work. At Atherton Howe, we also have a design team. It's a vertical team consisting of general education teachers and special education teachers. We meet every other Tuesday at 7 in the morning. Again, it's very collaborative. We're really pleased looking at our spring MCAS scores. Our high needs group made some really nice growth. We also were pleased with, it was our first embarkment on computer-based testing for our fourth graders, and we were really pleased with the results of that as well. We put a lot of plans in place to support our teachers and to support our kids and our families on those new changes. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a different team that we all have in our schools, and one that I know at Atherton Howe is a very strong team to work to support all learners, and that's the Integrated Learning Team, or ILT team. So this team, and this is in addition to the design team, this team consists of the principal and the academic support staff. So as a principal, I facilitate this team. It consists of our academic support staff, our EL teachers, our special education teachers, our resource room teachers, literacy teachers, and Orton Gillingham teachers. Traditionally, this team has met with each classroom teacher 3 times a year to review benchmark assessments in literacy, so fall, winter, and spring. The primary purpose of this team is to ensure that students receive highly coordinated instruction based on their instructional level of performance in literacy. At Atherton Howe, we meet with our general education teachers as well as our substantially separate language development classes and their teachers. So for example, the first week of October, we met with each classroom teacher to review beginning of the year literacy data. So we looked at, for example, MAP scores for grades 2 to 5, DIBELS for some grades, DRA or developmental reading assessment levels at some grades, as well as varied grade level benchmark assessments at some grades complete. We analyze assessment data to help us determine appropriate intervention, and then we monitor the effect of those interventions on student progress. We tier the students, so I just brought this to just give you a visual to show, I'm sure you've seen this before. So we will look at all of our students based on the assessments, we tier them. A tier 1 student is just a student that is on target to meet grade level benchmarks by the end of the year. They will work in the classroom, getting the Common Core standards provided by the teacher. Doesn't seem like they are going to need targeted assistance to meet those benchmarks, and so on. Tier 2 would be that next level. They are on target to meet grade level expectations at the end of the year, but may need some small, extra small group, which would be provided by the classroom teacher differentiating their classwork. Tier 3 are our students who are going to need additional support in order to meet grade level expectations at the end of the year. So we look at all of the students and we provide interventions based on their level of need. This year, and so we do this 3 times a year, this year, as part of Principal's Path, we are also conducting mini ILT meetings. So just as you think, these are smaller scale meetings where the team reconvenes between these benchmark times to discuss those students, to check in. For example, we just had our first mini ILT last week. So we met our first meeting in October to tier all of our students and coordinate our services with the teacher and the service providers. So then last week we had a check-in where we met with each teacher who had an opportunity to bring up students of concern. And we had a chance to look at their aim lines, look at their progress monitoring. How are these students, in these interventions progressing? What else may we need to do? What can we reduce? We look at that academically as well as emotionally. I also just wanted to talk briefly about our parent engagement at Atherton Now. And today was actually a great day filled with lots of cars in House Neck. We had our first parent-child day in kindergarten. Our kindergartners sang 3 adorable songs, and families came to do a pumpkin turkey craft. So it was a packed gym. And we also had 2nd grade families in today for some collaborative STEM activities. Students and families made pilgrim houses, they constructed boats, tested them out in the water, and made turkey launchers, and we tried them out outdoors. I also send out a weekly update. This is new this year. I do a family newsletter every month, but this year I'm also sending a weekly update. I send it through Aspen every Monday, and it's just, this is the week coming up. These are things that are going on school-wide, grade level. I also include information about anything else that we might be working on. For example, last week was American Education Week. So, I use that newsletter to talk about the work that the students are doing, with the projects on the Quincy theme of celebrating differences. I also include some pictures of various grade level activities and events, and have gotten tremendous feedback from the families that they love that quick 1 to 2 pages. This is what the week is about. In addition, my teachers do a weekly newsletter. Some of them send them out at the beginning of the week, or some send it out at the end of the week as a week in review. It's a really nice homeschool connection. Similar to, as Ruth explained with her mini parent academies, we do the same. Last year was the first time, and it was very successful. We offer them before our PTO meeting, so again, it's one night that we're having our families come out. We do provide childcare, and there's a topic every month. So last month, actually, I did present on our literacy assessments, which was great for our families to just get a better understanding of how we provide support to every student. Other activities planned this year, our guidance counselor will be presenting on social skills education, standards-based report cards, using digital resources at home, and also our work with the Boston versus Bullies program. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you folks very much. Thanks for having us tonight. I'm in my 8th year serving as a principal at the Marshall School. Just an incredible place to spend time every day. It really is. I'm lucky to be there. We have just an incredibly diverse group of kids. I was just hearing a student the other day talk about, as they were referring to the American education essay, that we all have the same hearts and we all have the same minds, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing for a child to write, and celebrated the diversity of this child as they were talking about it. So really neat stuff, and again, could not be more proud to be the principal there every day with an incredible, incredible group of people. I'm here today to speak a little bit about our PBIS system and our health and wellness goals. At the Marshall School, the PBIS system is built upon supports to promote the behavioral and emotional development of every child in our care. At Marshall, our PBIS model is a tiered system similar to an intervention approach for academics in the classroom, similar to what Robin just spoke about. Tier 1s are received by all students in the classroom and teach common expectations and celebrate expected behavior. Tier 1 supports include monthly character trait education. This month is honesty. Next month is hardworking. monthly assemblies, weekly blue ticket winners, which blue tickets have become everything at Marshall for our kids, Star Students of the Month, and our Hats Off to You phone calls, which is just a recent initiative, and I just wanted to mention it. I have the honor of being able, as teachers highlight hardworking kids, to be able to call parents in the afternoon and let them know they received a hats off. And it's been one of the most rewarding things. I wish I had done it throughout my career. I had the chance to talk to parents, but just a great way to interact with parents just about every afternoon. So it's funny, they get that phone call from the principal, "What's wrong?" And I say, couldn't be further from the truth. So it's just a great opportunity for us. For students with greater needs, we have a Tier 2 intervention, such as small group meetings, individualized behavioral plans, and support from our daily check-in, check-out program, which allows a child a check-in with a preferred adult each and every morning and before they leave in the afternoon. And we have about 15 students in that program right now at the Marshall School. Finally, Tier 3 interventions would be designated for students who require greater intensity of daily support for guidance and support from the administrative staff. As it comes to physical well-being, we also have a strong wellness team, like the other elementary schools, which promotes nutrition education, increased physical activity, and a general well-being for our students, as illustrated in our wellness goal. My cafeteria manager and school nurses just presented last night at our PTO meeting on their wellness goals and the wellness initiatives here in the school, so it was a great turnout. We had about 40 parents there, and just a great event to have them there. The wellness team meets 4 times a year to plan in-school and out-of-school programming, like Jam and Minutes, our turkey trot, jump rope for heart health, and our ACES celebration. Nutrition lessons taught by our school nurses and cafeteria manager include My Plate lessons, Try a New Fruit Day, Rethink Your Drink, and sun safety programs, just to name a few. We are also incredibly proud of our Box 50 program, which I know so many of the schools run, which currently has over 80 Marshall students involved in 2 days, 2 mornings each week. They're there at 7 o'clock every morning. Box is a great blending of overall emotional wellness and physical activity, and students anecdotally report feeling better about their day and are less likely to be tardy or absent on days when participating in the Box program. At Marshall, Box is a smaller part of our bigger Marshall Masters program, which is our extended day programming, which currently has 260 students involved. It meets before and after school, and programs include both focused, targeted academic programs, such as MCAS prep and math and ELA to support specific areas of weakness, STEM challenges, tech savvy, and lively letters programs meant to give students additional support, and also enrichment programs like student theater, gardening club, computer coding, and community leader programs. We're proud of the work that our students do each and every day here at the Marshall School, and we just wanted to highlight those few pieces. So thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks for having me, and thank you, Barbara, for your service. I'm always so proud to sit here and represent Squantum, and I'm always thankful and grateful to a school community and staff that put so much time and energy in putting together a plan that we get to present here today. Like everyone before, I do, as a system, I feel like we took advantage of a new MCAS test and the SLT supported principal path to really add some structure and focus and collaboration to create, and I'm here to speak about explicit action steps, but I think it rings through in all of our plans that we have more focus and structure and added collaboration through the path and the focus on the new MCAS test. So, for example, my ELA steps, I could name the numbers of the steps, but there's a true connection to our site and system-wide PD. We have site PD about Google Classroom, and I think I had 7 or 8 teachers participate in the citywide Google Classroom trainings. The system-wide close reading PD, we have action steps related to that, so we're tying in Dr. Nancy Boyles. At the recommendation of the Squantum Design Team, we had got wind through our principal meetings that Erin Perkins was going out or presented to you about map reports and map trainings. We invited Erin out to our school. She met with all the grade level teachers, and we learned about map reports, and that's been a benefit. In math, we continue, we're in year 2 implementation of guided math. Kim Quinn has been out already 2 times this year for consultation visits, and you've seen our action steps that we have many situations around that, including map training as well in the math goal. In terms of wellness, I'm real proud of action step 17, which is we partnered with physical education teacher, Brian Miller, where he's providing wellness and nutrition lessons to grade level students while teachers are meeting in grade level team time, and then he also provides some extra physical activity opportunities on the other day, and we're having mini ILT meetings. We're using the MAP reports, and within the MAP reports, there's growth projection reports, and you can get set goals for students using their ready-to-learn standards. So we're focused, we're structured, we're using these mini ILT times to really focus in on kids through explicit action steps. So I couldn't be more proud of a plan that I think is more focused, more collaboration, more structured. We've really used the path to, I think, benefit the school, and obviously all the schools in the system. But you know, with that, I present you a plan with true explicit action steps and goals that I really think will make the school proud, and because we continue to produce students that are achieving at a high level and high growth on the state assessment. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I have one question for Steve. I didn't see any analysis of the science stuff in your report. I was wondering if you could just send that through Maddie.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I could just comment too, we had, the design team recommended we set an additional goal and created action steps to talk about, to focus on the science scores. But I'll certainly send that
Thank
information.
you. That's
Thank you. Let's have a motion to accept all of the 6 plans before us. All those in favor? Aye. And just personally, thank you to all of you and really Rick, all of these presentations at all the levels have just been incredible. The amount of work that goes into these, we really hope you know we appreciate it and understand the amount of effort. So, thank you. Go ahead.
one more comment. I just want to reiterate that, not just what's coming from the schools, but the support that we can see that's coming from the SLT.
Yes.
And the coordination and the individualization is so awesome to see, it really is. So I just want to thank everybody for that.
Yeah, no, it's true. So thank you.
And if I could, I want to thank all of you for the work that you do, because I know you read the plans, I know you have great questions, and our principals are extraordinary SLT as well. But when we started to talk about teaching and learning committee a long time ago, you guys stepped to the plate, and I think it's been our most meaningful school committee connection. You can probably think of others, but I think this was absolutely the best, and I want to thank you for your leadership, and as Barbara leaves us,
Gallops off.
I want to make sure,
Graduates.
yeah, graduates. I want to make sure we thank her for her work and everything she's done. All right, don't let it go to her head.
Please. No, thanks. Motion to adjourn?
All right, thank you all very,
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you,
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
it. Appreciate it.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.